Welcome back to L89Xers. I'm Shiraz, your go-to guide for all things Marvel, Star Wars, pop culture, drama, movies, anime, you name it. I'm going to deliver it, right? So if you're into superhero updates, hit that like button right now and subscribe if you haven't already. We drop fresh content frequently on this channel. We do everything we can to keep you guys in the loop. So today I'm going to be talking about Doomsday Avengers. Actually, more specifically, I'm going to talk about how Pedro Pascal has done filming for Doomsday Avengers. And so you guys know Doomsday Avengers is going to be released in 2026. It stars Robert Downey Jr., who everybody knows as Iron Man. And it's got Pedro Pascal. It's got Chris Hemsworth, Thor. Lots of big name characters in this. Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, Stephen McCreely were some of the writers for this, and of course the directors. You've got Anthony and Joe Russo, and the Russo brothers. You got to start paying attention to them because I did talk about a possible crossover between DC Universe and Marvel Cinematic Universe kind of coming together. So it's in one of my videos. Definitely check it out. And the Russo brothers have been in touch with James Gunn, and there have been some discussions and more meetings planned for the future. And so it could be coming, and it could be coming very, very soon. But today's review, is about Pedro Pascal. And so he's done filming Avengers, as I mentioned, Doomsday. Yes, I can't wait for this, guys. I mean, this guy, Pedro Pascal, is probably one of the hardest workers, one of the hardest actors working in Hollywood right now. And he killed it. He killed it as Reed Richards in a Fantastic Four. And that movie, guys, is absolutely incredible. Unfortunately, Fantastic Financial Four. Like, what is this, a financial channel? The Fantastic Four First Steps is an incredible film. It's an incredible film, but for whatever reason, it's falling short money-wise, at the box office. Now, some movies come a little bit slower out of the gates, and it is what it is, and maybe that's just kind of what's happening right now, or people, just a lot of big blockbuster movies have been coming out. You had Jurassic World Rebirth that just came out, and then, of course, you have Superman. There's just a lot of things that are happening, and people are probably, I don't know if people are superheroed out. I don't know if you can really ever be superheroed out, but I just think right now people are just having a little bit of a difficult time financially, maybe, or there's just a lot of things going on. So I think Fantastic Four will eventually get there because it's a great movie. All right, I loved it, and if you guys want to know more about it, check out some of my other videos. But let's get back on track, guys, and let's talk about this, right? So in simple terms, I mean, no spoilers here or anything like that, just the facts, just my thoughts. So let's get into it. So as I mentioned, a Fantastic Four First Steps kicked off in July 2025, and it's obviously Marvel's big intro, right, to the first family in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? And Pedro Pascal, who I said is one of the hardest working actors in Hollywood, believe that. I mean, this guy is absolutely incredible. He can play literally any role and just change and be able to change to that adaptation of that character. It's very, very hard to do, guys. It's kind of like Liam Neeson, who everyone knows plays this, rough, rugged, kind of like a Clint Eastwood type guy who could literally take on an entire gang and cartel with his own hands. Right, and then all of a sudden play, a very funny character in The Naked Gun. So, in this case, Pedro Pascal, he plays Reed Richards, also known as Mr. Fantastic, and he's that very super smart, kind of stretchy type of guy. He's and then Vanessa Kirby, Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman, Joseph Quinn, who's Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, Ben Grimm, the Rocky thing, anyways. Matt Shakman, who's the director of Fantastic Four, did such an amazing job in it. The Fantastic Four itself is set in a very cool 1960s kind of retro futuristic world, and it's all about them facing huge threats, right? Like Galactus, and Galactus was played by Ralph Ineson. Galactus was absolutely incredible. Anyhow, the movie started off strong initially at the box office opening weekend, and it made about around 118 million, in the U.S. and about 218 million worldwide. Now, that was Marvel's first big 100 million plus opener this year. So obviously, it shows that people are very open to more Marvel movies and fresh stories. But then, the second weekend, it just boom, it just dropped like dropping off a steep cliff, and it hit about about 40% of those numbers that I gave you, around $40 million, which is a 66% fall. So I mean, globally right now, it's sitting at about 385 million. I mean, it's not terrible, but when you have the Naked Gun hitting half the numbers that you are in the box office, you start to kind of question, and it gets kind of concerning, right? I guess is what I'm saying. I mean, James Gunn said it himself with Superman. I mean, they literally need to bring in about $650 million just to break even. Superman spent a ton of money just on marketing and advertisement campaigns, just kind of getting the word out there, right? And so Fantastic Four, obviously was a very big blockbuster hit as well. So I'm assuming that those numbers are going to be probably around the same, probably around the 500 to 600 million mark just to break even, and they're definitely not anywhere close to that. But then again, this movie came a little bit slower out of the gates, and that's probably what's happening right now. It could be superhero fatigue. It's just like how blockbusters, I guess, go these days. And then when you have so many blockbusters that are hitting the theaters all at the same time, what do you think is going to happen, right? So anyhow, drop your comments in the below. I'd love to hear if you guys also think that perhaps maybe we're just saturated now with just too many movies. Are you feeling the burnout? But I definitely want to hear your guys' comments. But I'm not done, and I do want to talk about Pedro Pascal a little bit more, right? So obviously, Doomsday, the Avengers Doomsday is going to be coming out in 2026, and the filming actually of this movie started earlier this year, right? And it's not super surprising that some of the actors are actually just wrapping up. So Pedro Pascal has just wrapped up his, which is great. So obviously there's a lot of other things that he's going to be kind of focusing on now. And just know that the Avengers itself, Doomsday, is the next big team-up movie, right? So you've got Robert Downey Jr., he's coming back, not as Iron Man, but he's going to be playing Doctor Doom this time, right? Isn't that wild? That's absolutely incredible. And I can't wait to see this because, I mean, Robert Downey Jr., like, I can't even, like, so you know how, look, I can't even think of anyone else but Robert Downey Jr. playing Iron Man. I can't, honestly, right? But for him to come into this role and to play Doctor Doom, that is absolutely incredible, right? And I mean, whatever this guy touches, I mean, it turns to gold. Like, so now, I mean, if he does such a good job as Doctor Doom, how do you replace Robert Downey Jr. and get somebody else to play this role? It was kind of like how people were talking about Henry Cavill when he was playing Superman under Zack Snyder's direction, and then all of a sudden, James Gunn's the new director for Superman, and he brings in David Cornsweet, right? So a completely different face, a new look. Anyways, that's kind of like what's happening here. But I don't want to get off track. But there is some news about Henry Cavill, which we'll probably do in another video. So let me get back onto the beaten path here, guys, and I don't want to go too far off here. But getting back into my mode here of kind of what I was talking about. So you got Pedro Pascal, all right. He's going to join a new project called Behemoth, and from the Andor creator Tony Gilroy. More of that later, but that's going to happen 2026. And he's going to reprise his role as Din Djarin in Star Wars, The Mandalorian, and Grogu. Now that's the big screen continuation of the Disney Plus series directed by Jon Favreau, and Pedro's schedule is like crazy packed. It's busy. He's not only one of the hardest workers, hardest acting, the hardest working actors in Hollywood, but he also probably has one of the busiest schedules. And so inviting this guy to your Thanksgiving dinner or bar mitzvah or birthday or Christmas, it's probably going to be really, really difficult. Okay, so anyhow, this guy is everywhere. He's all over the place. So back to Marvel. All right, back to Marvel. The Avengers lineup is still a mystery, right? So earlier this year, movies like Captain America, Brave New World, Thunderbolts showed new teams forming, right? And even in Superman, right? You got a whole new cast of characters, right? So think of Yelena Belova, right? Bucky Barnes, and even Sentry, right? So Kevin Feige, Marvel's super boss, says the teams in Doomsday 2027 Secret Wars might not last long, all right? But there's a big reset coming, and it's tied to other stuff like Franklin Richards from Fantastic Four and the epic events in Secret Wars. And after that, X-Men are expected to steal the show in Marvel's next saga. So if you're an X-Men fan and you're excited for mutants to take over, let me know. So what does Pedro's wrapping up early actually really mean? I mean, there's a lot of noise about a lot of noise, and how do we simplify that? How do we make it so that we kind of understand what's going on here? We know that Pedro Pascal is busy. I just kind of alluded to that. He's filming all over the place. He's everywhere. So maybe that's one of the reasons. I mean, can Reed's role potentially be smaller than thought? That's a possibility too. Or Marvel saving big reveals for reshoots. Sorry, I don't know. I mean, either way, it's got me hyped for Doomsday. Pedro's a legend. From Game of Thrones to Mandalorian. I mean, he's the king of box office cinema right now, and king of one of some of the coolest characters that are around. So, anyways. There's going to be more information about this to follow, and I can't wait to hear about some of the other projects that he's going to be involved in, because I'm definitely going to talk about it. So, all right, that's a scoop, guys. If you enjoyed the breakdown of Pedro Pascal's Marvel Update Avengers, Doomsday News, and Fantastic Four box office information, smash that thumbs up and subscribe to Duality 9X for more content, for more information about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, deep dives, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss a beat. You don't miss our next video on Star Wars rumors or superhero fatigue debates or whatever it is that catches your interest. Anime, perhaps. I just did a video on Neja, too, that's coming out. Unbelievable anime movie that raked in literally over $2 billion global, and it's coming to theaters very, very soon. So anyways, what's your thoughts on Pedro's early wrap? Is it a good sign? Is it a red flag? What seems to be happening? What's going on in your guys' mind, guys? I want to hear about it. Comments, please. More comments, guys. Let me know. Share this video. Share it with a friend or two. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out.